Out in Beijing, we got a look at the latest version of Xiaomi's flagship line. After 7 years, the company has come a long way, and with their newest device, Xiaomi hopes to bring the best features into one complete package. While many of the features might seem pretty familiar, they haven't come together quite like this. We take a look here at the Xiaomi Mi 6. It's pretty easy to notice the design first with the Xiaomi Mi 6, as it comes with different colors and a few of them are quite special. Aside from the typical black and white editions of the phone, an eye-catching blue and gold version is the main color of this new flagship. As at the authority said, it's like a reverse Iron Man color and I really like it. That's not the one that I'm going to reviewing, however. First, we look at the other highly exclusive edition of the Mi 6, a highly reflective silver color that is made of stainless steel skeleton. Like what you're looking at is only one of maybe a dozen that made it out of the manufacturing process. During the presentation, it was made abundantly clear that making this version of the phone requires so many dangerous steps around the steel that out of tens of thousands of attempts, only about 10 or 20 are successful. So obviously this is not a version that is up for review. Instead, the most premium version of the Mi 6 is the one that we are going to see today. True to form in their design department, Xiaomi has brought back the ceramic material and lined it with 18 karat gold to give it a really high-end finish. The result is heavier phone with a material that shines really well in the light and also comes with the premium 6GB of RAM and 128GB of onboard storage. The screen of the Mi 6 is a 1080p panel with the conventional 16:9 aspect ratio, which keeps it from being completely current in terms of specs. However, it does show highly saturated colors to do the MUI justice. To help users who stare a little too deeply into the bright display, Xiaomi have added in eye care mode that filters some of the blue effect. In an effort to provide the same benefits without compromising the display colors, the eye care mode won't have the same aggressive yellow tint as the other smartphones. Beneath the display is the capacitive array, including a home button that is a little reminiscent of the HTC 10, and it comes with the fingerprint reader built in. The glass curves 4 ways in the corners, making it wrap around the front of the device. Meanwhile, the backing, the glass curves upward to make the phone easier to handle. The entire body is splash resistant, though it definitely should not be submerged into water. So, what covers the design? Let's go deeper under the surface. Xiaomi has positioned itself as the first manufacturer to bring the Snapdragon 835 to China, giving the Mi 6 a very powerful device. 6GB is standard and there are different capacities for onboard storage. As we mentioned already, the most expensive ceramic has that high capacity. The battery is one of the bigger deals with this phone as it sports 3350 mAh battery. While we all be doing our full testing on the battery life, it is important to note off that the ratio between the unit and the smaller 5.15-inch display. This ratio is one of the largest pretty much any smartphone, so the longevity should go for a while. Xiaomi's move with the camera are very notable as well. In the era of the dual camera, they have decided to join the fray with their own version of the zoom camera experience. Much like the iPhone 7 Plus, the Mi 6 with a default wide-angle lens that sports 4-axis stabilization and a telephoto secondary shooter that adds a 2x optical zoom. The result is a camera with more choice than ever before for Xiaomi devices. The experience with cameras yielded mixed results, the one main downside being the lack of zoom capabilities for video. It was told that this is not a hardware limitation and an update can get that fixed. However, they stopped short of guaranteeing such a change. That said, the picture-taking experience benefits the 2x zoom quite well, allowing for users to get closer to the subject without moving 1 feet. With lenses supporting 12 megapixel f1.8 specs, the pictures have an adequate depth of field that gives each photo an appealing look. For a little more depth of field, especially with photographing people, Xiaomi has included their own portrait mode that finds subjects and adds a healthy amount of bokeh to the background, meaning that there is not much control over the effect. That said, the first test on the subject yielded very good looking results as long as the subject is within a certain distance. Any further and the subjects might not be cut out from the background quite as well. With little to say about the software, all of those hardware changes are really good. Mi UI is consistently being updated under the suggestions of MIUI forum goers, so there are sure to be some significant software changes eventually. For now, I think the Mi6 is a really good phone that has best features that we have seen in the past few years all put together in one package. So, how much does the package cost? It's surprisingly affordable. For a Snapdragon 835 6GB RAM and a dual camera, users can get the phone for equivalent of $365. If you wanted to spring for the ceramic edition, however, the premium would only go for a total of $435. So, in the West, this is a price that is rather unheard of for the one that could be considered as a flagship device. So, the first impressions that put Mi6 is really positive, as Xiaomi attempts to make their flagships the place to find the best specs and features in one place for it. This was it for today, guys. Hope you guys liked the video. If you guys did, then please leave a like, and if you are new to this channel, then don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.